Hello and welcome to today's video. This video is going to be how much can I read in 24 hours ebook edition. So today I'm going to be reading on my ebook, and honestly probably for the next few days, and every time I pick up my Kindle or phone to read I will be pressing start on a stopwatch, and then every time I put my book down to read I will press pause on the stopwatch and I will read until we hit the 24-hour mark, and throughout that I'll be counting how many pages I actually read during those 24 hours. This is part one of what will be a 5-part series where I compare ebook, audiobook, physical book, hybrid reading and annotating to see how many pages I can actually read in 24 hours with all 5 methods. And at the end of each video we'll be able to put in the amount of pages read and move it to the appropriate place on the chart. I'm currently expecting hybrid reading to be right at the very top. I think that is how I will read the most, and I'm expecting annotating to be right at the very bottom. I think that is how I will read the least. But between physical reading, ebook reading and audiobook reading, I really don't know if there's going to be a difference, how much difference there will be, and like where they will sit. So for today we are doing ebook, and the reason I decided to start with this one first is because this is the first time I've been super sucked into a book since having that idea. So last night I started a book on my Kindle that has just come out and I'm obsessed, I'm hooked. There is no way I'm going to put this down, I need to finish it. So right now I'm currently reading The Faerie Guild Trials. This is book 1 in a brand new series by the author G.L. Preston, and the series is Earth and Shadows. So I am currently on chapter 14, which is 39% of the way through, and that is page 134. So I started off this video on page 134 and we're just going to see how much we can read. So I guess I should get a stopwatch set up. Okay, so the stopwatch is ready. I'm going to start reading downstairs. I'm going to set myself up all comfy on the settee and we'll see how much we end up reading. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I will tell you a little bit about each of the books as I'm reading them. So for this one, book number 1, we essentially have our main character Faerie, and she is the daughter of the brother to the High King. So she is the High King's niece. But the High King has died, and essentially the King and the Queen of the Seelie and Unseelie courts need to complete what was put into contract, basically, to pick the next High King or High Queen, because the High King died without any heirs. So the way this is being done is through a competition. So anyone can enter this competition, but it's going to take place over 4 months, I believe, because one happens on every full moon. So anyone can enter this competition, and Faerie, even though she doesn't care about becoming High Queen, her father does, and her father is a nasty man. So she has to do this, and we follow her journey from there. Right now it's single point of view, and I think that might continue on. Like, I think this might be a like single point of view book, which is only surprising because the other series that I've read from this author was multiple point of view, so I think I just assumed that this one would be, but right now it's single point of view. I really like our main character. She's very interesting. I feel like we are very slowly getting to learn more and more about her, and there's also already a couple of mysteries and a couple of things going on that I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on here, but something is going on here. So yeah, I'm really intrigued. I want to see how far this competition goes. Right now I'm at 39%, and we've had 1 competition out of the 4 that will take place, and it was really good. It was really interesting. I feel like competition definitely sped up the learning and the understanding. It's also, I'll show you this. Yeah, you can't really read that. So here's the start of the chapter 14. But at the top it's got like a little quote from a book or from correspondence or from something going on in that world. So for this one, the quote is from Dark Fae and Death Gods by Unseelie King Benedict, and there's like a quote at the top, and those quotes so far seemed relatively relevant to what is actually going on in the chapter that follows, and I'm really enjoying it. I really like when books do that, so that's an extra little bonus thing. And yeah, I'm having great fun with it, so let's go read some more. Right now it's feeling like a 5-star, but I don't want to jinx it, so let's go read. Hello. So, update. It has been 2 hours and 35 seconds. I'll screenshot that because I don't think it's showing. And I'm on page 271, which is 81% of the way through. I've made it to chapter 27. And 271 minus 134 is 137. So I've read 137 pages in the first 2 hours of this, which, I mean, I think is pretty decent. Like, that seems like a really decent amount. It's more than a page a minute. So yeah, and I'm really enjoying the book. It's very good, a lot of fun, a lot of intrigue, and yeah, I'm really into it. I really want to know more and want to learn more, so having a great time. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on reading. today. I've read for 2 hours and 50 minutes, which I'm not gonna lie is less than I would have liked, but life's just got in the way today, unfortunately. Things have popped up. But 2 hours and 50 minutes and I've just finished my book and it ended on page 330. So that is a total of 196 pages in 2 hours and 50 minutes, which is still just over a page a minute. This is either I think it's 4.5. I'm pretty sure it's 4.5. Or is it a 5? I don't know. I think it's 4.5. Yeah. It hasn't quite given me that 5-star feeling, and there were a couple of little things in it that, like, I feel like we're a bit unclear. There's a couple of, like, events that happened that I didn't feel like I could, like, fully followed or fully understood, and I don't think that was the intention. I think I was meant to have enough information. But it's after me needing to read the next one, and this came out today as I'm filming this. It came out on the 21st. So I think it's going to be a long time to wait for the next one, but I think I'm giving it 4.5 stars. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a really good story. Reveals and things that happened, some did not see coming at all. Some I suspected and thought there was a good possibility that would happen. And then some I was like, oh, like, that could happen. But there was also, like, numerous other things that I'd thought of that I thought had an equal chance of happening. So yeah, like, overall really, really good, really great ending. Our main character, Faerie, is, like, very interesting to follow. There's a lot going on. It did stay, like, single point of view throughout the whole book, and I'm curious if book 2 will do that as well. At the very, very end of the book there is artwork, and it says who the artwork is by, so I'm now trying to find it online, but I can't do that yet. So I don't know, I'm not very good at finding things online like that, but I'm gonna try and find it because I think it looks really cool. But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably gonna fill in my reading journal. That is Kindle saying that I've unlocked a I don't know what they call it, one of their challenge things for finishing a book. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll check in once I've got a plan. I'll definitely start reading something else. I think I'm in the middle of a couple of books on my Kindle, so I might pick up one of those. Yeah, I'm going to make some decisions and decide what I want to pick up, and check in very shortly. Probably once I'm ready for bed, to be honest, because it's almost 10 o'clock. Okay, so I've set up my reading journal. I haven't wrote my review yet, but I've set it all up ready to go. And then these are the 3 books that I'm thinking I might pick up next. So I'll probably pick up one of these next. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this has come together. So now I just need to write the actual review. Hey, so I don't actually think I'm going to read any of those books that I showed you earlier right now. I'm not really sure what I'm going to read, but I think I'm going to just realise that I fancy a standalone. Like, I'm in the middle of a lot of series, and those 3 books that I showed earlier are all part of series, which I do hope to continue on with, but I think I just fancy a standalone where I can just get sucked in and that's all, like, done and complete in one. So I'm looking through my Kindle and I've got one called Order of Scorpions, which I'm pretty sure is a standalone, and I think the only other standalone I've got is one called Till Death. Yeah, I don't think any of the rest of these are standalones. I think I'm going to go Order of Scorpions, to be honest. I can't remember what it's about, but it's basically between Order of Scorpions and Till Death. And Till Death I purchased when it was in, like, a 99p sale, whereas Order of Scorpions is on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm trying to get through all of the books that I'm interested in that I've, like, currently got out on Kindle Unlimited. Like, I've got all the books that are currently on Kindle Unlimited that I'm interested in out. Like, there's none others in, like, further in series, unless I love a series I haven't started yet that I'm interested in, because I do want to cancel my Kindle Unlimited because I really need to get through my physical TBR, and having Kindle Unlimited is not helping that right now. So yeah, I think I'll go for Order of Scorpions. I will read the synopsis and make sure I am interested in reading it, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to be like a fantasy romance. So yeah, hopefully it's good. So it's ready to open, so let's open it. 6 years ago, I awoke in a cage with no knowledge of who I was or where I'd come from. 6 years ago, I was spared the flesh markets and instead thrown in with a group of savages where I learnt to fight or die. Now, 8 orders of assassins are converging on the only home I've ever known, all in hopes of purchasing new blade slaves for their ranks. I'm for sale, yet all I want is a life far from death and ownership. Then I meet them, the Order of Scorpions. Their allure is a threat to the freedom I crave, but I won't fall victim to their sting, no matter how tempting it might be. They want to own me to claim me, but the Scorpions have no idea what they've bargained for. They're about to learn what venom flows in my veins. I don't just bite, I destroy. I don't know, it might be a little bit too cheesy for me. There's a lot of like cheesy lines in that, but I'm definitely going to give it a go, so I'm probably going to read a few chapters of this before bed and yeah, make a decision as to whether I'm continuing it or picking something different, or yeah, that's the plan. Hi, so it's actually only been a few minutes. I've read from page 3 up to page 5 and I'm not going to continue with it. It's not a book that I'd say I'd never read. Like, definitely if I was in the mood for more of like a romance book, I would, but this seems like there's going to be no plot. Like, the fantasy's second to the romance. Like, this is what I'd call romantasy. Like, it's a romance that has fantasy elements, whereas what I'm looking for is like a fantasy romance, which what I class is fantasy with a sprinkle of romance. Like, the most important part goes first. But I have seen on TikTok now that people are describing them the opposite way to how it's been previously, you know, for the last many years on YouTube. Like, Fan Row was literally an event for fantasy romance, but yeah, anyway, either way, what I'm looking for is a fantasy with a bit of romance, and this is not giving that. So I read 2 pages, but that's okay. At least I gave it a chance and found out. To be honest, I don't know what I'm picking up. I'm going to have a good look through my library and see what I can see. Because I'm sure there'll be something great, but I don't know yet. So, yeah. Mini update, I guess. I'm going to try the Book of Azrael. I don't know, again, if it's what I'm looking for. Like, I don't know how much fantasy world there's going to be, but it's mentioned, like, enemies and there being a war that's ended in the description of it, so I'm going to give it a read. I'm going to give it a try at the very least. So yeah, I'll see what it's about and if I like it. And to be honest, because this just matters about pages, like, I'm not worrying about how many books I finish. This is actually a really good way, like, even if I don't enjoy it, the pages have counted towards figuring this out. So yeah, I've got quite a lot out from Kindle Unlimited that I've just like heard good things about, or saw one review that like sounds really good, or saw some fan art that looked really cool, and I've just popped them on because like you can have up to 20 books out at a time. But honestly, like, I know myself, there's probably half of them that I'm never going to get to or finish. So yeah, I'm really happy with just plodding along and seeing. I have just spotted the second book of a series that I've wanted to continue on with for a while, so maybe if this one doesn't work I'll move to that next. But either way, I'm going to start the Book of Azrael and see what I think. Hi, so I'm about to film another video, so I thought this was the perfect time to check in. I read for longer than I should have last night. My total time is now up to 5 hours and 55 minutes. So yeah, I don't know exactly how much that would have meant I read last night, but that's over 3 hours for sure. So yeah, however, I did read quite a bit. I'm now on chapter 11 of, what was this book called? The Book of Azrael. I'm really into it. Like, it feels like the previous chapter, chapter 10, was where things really started to happen. And I'm on page 121, which currently takes me up to a total of 319 pages, which I do think, because I was tired, my reading slowed down, because 5 hours would be 300 minutes. So I'd actually expect it to be around 350 right now, 355 basically, if I was still on that like 1 page a minute mark. So yeah, definitely slowed down a bit last night, but I got really into the book. I really enjoyed it, and to be honest, I just didn't want to put it down. So I'm definitely going to read some more today, basically as soon as I get a chance. Like, I really, when I put it down last night, it had just got into like what was actually going to be happening, but I was just too tired to keep reading. It was like early AM. So yeah, that's kind of the update. 319 pages so far, 319 pages in the first 5 hours and 55 minutes. So well, I will check in when I read some more later. Earth am I meant to concentrate on reading when I have this absolute cutie pie destroying his toys? Wow! Wow! And you're not impressed, are you? He's been too wild for you. Morning. I will be honest, I stayed up ridiculously late last night. I got absolutely sucked into this book. I'm trying to find my timer to tell you exactly how long I read for. So my total timer is now up to 13 hours, 12 minutes and 47 seconds. I read for so long last night. I definitely saw 4 AM. I'm really enjoying the book. I did make myself put it down in the end, but I'm currently on page 438. So let's do a little bit of quick math. Equals 636 pages. And I guess if we want a very quick overview, if we divide that by 13, that is 48.92 pages per hour, which is honestly less than it was when I started. I don't know, maybe this book just has like more words per page or something naturally. But yeah, I've read a lot. So I don't know what the plan is. I'm gonna be honest, it's just after 12. Jake's gonna break for lunch soon. I've still like not done basically anything today, if we're being honest. I mean, I'm up on about, okay, I'll tell you my thought process. I need a shower, but I could have a bath. No one would question having a bath. Like, Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and if I'm in the bath I can read. But it's really warm today, so I don't actually want a bath. The amount of time I spent thinking about this, I might as well have just sat and read for like, you know, half an hour this morning and then had a shower. But I haven't done that, and I haven't showered yet either. So yeah, essentially I want to read, but I've got stuff to do. So I just need to figure it out. I'm just being stupid. I mean, so the problem is I've got less time today than normal because the cats are in their vets for their 6-month checkup, which means normally I'd work till 6, half 6, something like that, if I woke up late in the day. Honestly, if I woke up this late in the day, I didn't get up like much longer than an hour ago, I would probably work till 7 or 8 if we're being honest. But the cats are in the vets at 5, and I know myself, I'm not going to go back after I've been out. But I also still need a shower before I go to the vets. Right, I just need to, right, I'm waffling. I need to make my mind up. I need to figure out what I'm doing. I'll check in when there's an update. Okay, it is half an hour until the cats need to go to the vets. So Operation Make It Nice and Chill in the living room and pretend that the carriers aren't there is on. And that means that I can read. I actually managed to get quite a bit of reading in today. It is now sitting at almost 15 hours. We got 14 hours 52 there. So yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying it, honestly. Everything I'm reading, I'm really enjoying. I'm really sucked in. I have, since last reading, I've been on my phone a little bit, and I went on to the author's Instagram, and there's actually 3 books out in this series already, and it's going to be a 7-book series total. So yeah, I'm hooked. I'm happy. It feels great, honestly. So yeah, I don't know, I'm having fun right now. I definitely felt like the plot was all wrapping up most recently. I don't know, a couple of chapters ago basically I felt like the plot was wrapping up. I'm at 89% right now, but then something happened and I was like, oh no, oh no, how is this going to be wrapped up in this book? I don't like this twist. I don't think this can be done. And that's when I went on the author's Instagram and was like, oh, it's going to be quite a long book series. This is making a lot more sense. So yeah, that's my update. Enjoying it, loving life. Hopefully all goes well, and I can read a lot later. But yeah, I'm going to read until it's time to get them in their carriers. Hi, so we are at 16 hours and 5 minutes. I don't know how this happened, but I've read a lot today. I've had a very good day. Oh, and then we're told at the vets that the cats are both perfect. So yeah, although need to clean their ears, but except for that, the cats are perfect. So that all went great. We're literally in and out within like 20 minutes. And I've been reading ever since. It is now 8:45, so it's not that late to be honest, but I have decided to get into bed and just read in bed for the evening because there's nothing else. So yeah, I'm at 16 hours and 5 minutes and I finished my book. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. It was very fun. It was very interesting. It was a very interesting world. I feel like we really got to know a lot about the world. I feel like there's still things to learn, like, which is why I do understand why it's like a longer series. I don't really have my thoughts together in case you can't tell, but essentially I really enjoyed it. It was good. I don't know where book 2 is going to go. At the end of book 1, I feel like we have 2 quite major plot things going on that, yeah, they're both going to go somewhere basically. I don't know if we're going to follow both of those in book 2, if only one of them will progress, really don't know. But then we also have a hell of a lot of like character things as well going on, like for our main characters but also characters outside of that, and I feel like a lot of that needs like developing as well. I don't think the book's quite 5 stars, but I feel like it could be a 5-star series. Like, I think I'm probably going to give it 4.5. It was all really good, but it's a fantasy romance, and I feel like in terms of the fantasy, it was really there. We really discovered things, we kept it moving on, we kept it going. In terms of the romance, like, it was really good, but throughout a large part of it, I just really felt like we were getting a lot more in terms of romantic relationship from one character than the other, and it really just didn't feel solid basically. But I could see it getting there, you know, like, so I don't know. I think I'm probably gonna go 4.5 stars. That just seems right to me, to be honest. Like, that's how I feel. So that's what I'm gonna go with. And look, I could, I don't know, pretend I'm gonna you know, look at my books and see what I'm reading. I'm currently downloading book 2 onto the Kindle. Book 2 of this series, which I don't actually know what the series is called. I can't see it anywhere. Book 2 is called The Throne of Broken Gods. So that is what we're doing. So yeah, I'm gonna start it now because I really enjoyed book 1, and I don't know, I'm just in the mood to continue. Like, it really grabbed my attention. So yeah, we'll keep reading. 762 pages total in the first 16 hours. I feel like we might break the 1000 mark. I'm not sure, but it feels like we might just break it. Like, half of 762 is what, like 381, which added to 762 would break 1000. I'm excited. I didn't expect to break 1000 in 24 hours. I don't know what I did expect to get, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited. I am really excited, and I just want to keep reading, honestly. So that's it for this update. Let's keep reading. Hello, so I thought I'd do a quick update. Basically, I'm really not feeling working. So what I've decided to do, it's now, what time is it? According to the microwave, it's 10 to 2. I feel like it's got to be a bit earlier than that because else the cats would have bugged me for food before now. But I'll put a screenshot on the screen now of what the time is at. And essentially, it's like just over 2 hours left of reading, I think. So I think I'm going to do that now because that is technically working. Like, this is going to go into a video where eventually that is technically working. So I get to read and it's being productive because obviously once those 2.5 hours are up, that's another video complete and ready to edit. So yeah, it might not be very normal, but I am counting it. That is to say, I'm going to set myself up on the sofa until I reach that 24-hour mark, and I'm going to read. I am having a really great time with the book. It's not gripping me quite as easily as the first one did. I feel like what's happening in it in terms of the plot, I expected to be resolved, and as of yet it's still not resolved. So yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still having a good time. I just expected things to be a lot more resolved by now. So yeah, I don't know. That's my update basically. I thought we'd be pushing towards a newer plot rather than what we left off the very end of the previous book at. I'm still liking the characters though, and I'm still finding them interesting. Like, they're having very different approaches to things. And yeah, I don't know, I am enjoying it. We've also got more perspectives in this one than the previous one. So we've still got our main 2 perspectives, but then there are, I think currently there's been 3 additional perspectives. One of which was what the bonus chapter at the end of the previous book was. So we had technically seen that perspective before, but we've had 2 others as well. So yeah, I don't know, I'm having fun. And I want to read more. I'm not allowing myself to just chill and read all day because that would be silly. That would put me really far behind with everything I need to get done this week. But I think taking a couple of hours out, I can allow it. So yeah, that's my update. Jess just got in the, oh no, it's Jafar in the litter tray, but I'm going to turn this off now so you want to just hear them peep and peep. It's actually the next day now, but as you would have seen from the little clips that I took, I did reach the 24-hour mark yesterday. I read for 24 hours, read my ebooks for 24 hours. I ended the 24 hours on page 318 of The Throne of Broken Gods, so made it a very good chunk in, very happy with that. And if I add that 318 pages to the 762 page total we already got, that is 1080 pages. So how much can I read in 24 hours ebook edition? 1080 pages, which is pretty cool. I will say, like, I didn't expect to make it over the 1,000 mark, but when I did 1080 divided by 24, that's 45 pages an hour, which I think is slightly less than I expected. I thought that I read about a page a minute, which would be 60 pages an hour. So it is less than I thought, but I still didn't expect to hit it. So I don't know, make that make sense. But yeah, this is the end of the video. I will say I have now finished the Throne of Broken Gods. I did really enjoy it. It's going to get 4 stars, not quite as good as book 1, but really enjoyed it and will continue on with the series. So that's kind of like my mini review, because I did actually finish it in this video. But yeah, that's it from me. That is it for this video. I will hope to have the next edition of this up in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I think I'm going to do audiobooks next, but we'll find out in 2 to 3 weeks when I actually get that one up. So yeah, I will see you then. Please do the video a like if you liked it, subscribe down below to see more content like this, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.